Chapter 9. The DSA dungeon was hot. It reeked of rot and mildew. It had one tiny barred window way up high. Wiglaf saw a spider the size of a dinner plate climbing up the wall. Iron cuffs cut into Wiglaf's legs. Even worse was the gag tied tightly across his mouth. If he could only get a piece of it between his teeth, maybe he could gnaw it off. Erica and Angus were chained to the opposite wall of the cell. Erica kept grunting through her gag. Wiglaf figured she was saying she was sorry for blurting out his name. He was sorry too, very sorry. Who knew what awful things Caesar's 3,683 children would do? There, he'd gotten the gag to sleep. He started gnawing. Snap! The gag fell to the floor. Wiglaf limbered up his lips. Then he quickly chanted, "Conledge, Conledge, Conledge." A tiny cloud of blue smoke appeared. It grew until it filled the dungeon. Wiglaf could hardly breathe. He saw Jellak's shape inside the smoke. The wizard took off his pointed hat, held it upside down, and said, "Vacuum!" The smoke quickly poured itself into the hat and vanished. The wizard's eyes widened at the sight of the three dragons chained to the dungeon wall. "Am I summoned by dragons?" he cried. "It's me, Wiglaf. You messed up your wing spell, remember?" "Ah, Woggleloof," said Jellak. "It's all coming back to me now." Wiglaf rattled his chains. "Can you get us out of here and turn us back into our old selves? He said. "And fast. There are 3,683 angry dragons on their way here to get me." "That many?" Jellak tapped his fingers on his chin, thinking, "I've got it. First, I'll get you out of your chains." Jellak pulled his wand from his sleeve and began to chant, "Wave my wand." The wizard waved his wand at each dragon in turn. "And cross my eyes." Jellak faced each of them with his eyes aimed straight for the tip of his nose. "All before me, minimize." Wiglaf felt dizzy, as he always did when Jellak put a spell on him. Then he felt the chains slipped off. Jellak stopped chanting. Wiglaf looked around the dungeon. He'd never noticed how truly huge it was. Where was the wizard, and why were there two enormous shoes in the middle of the floor? "Woggleloof!" A voice boomed from above. Way above, Wiglaf looked up and saw the wizard towering above him like a mountain. "Wiggy!" A silver-scaled dragon scampered over to him. "Jellak's shrunk us." The blue dragon was right behind her. "We are no bigger than lizards." "Jellak!" cried Wiglaf. "Not again!" "What?" boomed the wizard. "Are you suggesting that my spell went haywire? No such thing. That's just what I meant to do. The chain-snapping spell is far more complicated. You'd still be prisoners if I'd gone that route. And that would be bad for you. Because I hear footsteps in the hallway, I'm out of here. Woggleloof. Good luck." With a bright flash of light, the wizard was gone. Now Wiglaf heard the pounding of feet. Many feet. An army of dragons. The sound grew closer and closer. The tiny dragons stared at one another, frozen with fear. They heard the dragons growling. "There's a rat hole," Wiglaf squeaked. "Quick!" The three dashed into the hole in the wall. In the nick of time, too. Angus had just pulled his tail inside the musty cavern when the dungeon door creaked open. "What?" cried Earl. "Why? They've vanished. Wiglaf clung to Angus and Erica. All he could see from inside the rat hole was dozens of dragon feet. he heard Dragon grunting. I wonder if they summoned that wizard, said Earl. Anyway, they can't have gone far. We will find them no matter what. Wiglaf listened as the sound of pounding dragon feet faded into the distance. Then he let out a long breath. He'd managed to squeak by another encounter with Earl, but he knew there'd be a next time. Ah! Angus shrieked and he darted out of the rat hole. Wiglaf wheeled around and saw 3 big rats standing behind them. We can take them, Erica shouted. Ah, hey, no, said the biggest rat. We don't want to fight. Oh, good, said Wiglaf. We don't, either. Got any crumbs? Asked the second biggest rat. Sorry, said Wiglaf. Listen, we have to get out of here, so thanks for the hiding place. No problem, said the smallest rat. Good luck. The window, cried Erica. We are small enough to fly through the bars. Wiglaf and the other tiny dragons spread their wings and flapped up and out of the dungeon window. They hovered there for a moment, getting their bearings. Let's fly back to our DSA, said Angus. But we are so small, said Erica. It will take forever. Look out, cried Wiglaf as CG zoomed by, nearly crashing into the 3 tiny dragons. Whoa, she called, veering at the last moment to avoid hitting them. She flapped her wings slowly, treading air. Hey guys, you're like so small. I know, said Wiglaf. Listen, CG. But CG wasn't listening. She was yelling down to the other dragons in flying class. Hey guys, she shouted. Look, here's Jumo and Silvershine and Blinky. CG, no, cried Wiglaf. But all the dragons on the ground had heard, including Ace Lizard. Grab them, CG, called Ace. They're not really dragons. They're dragon slayers in disguise. Oh, Mr. Lizard, you gotta be joking, said CG. No joke, said Ace. They'll slay you if they get the chance. We took them prisoner, but they escaped from the dungeon. Come on, class, let's go get them. He spread an enormous pair of wings and took off. The students in the class flew after him. Wow, said CG as she took to the air. I was totally fooled. The 3 tiny dragons zoomed and darted through the air, terrified. Ace and every dragon in his class zoomed after them. Wiglaf lost track of Angus and Erica. His flying muscles hurt. He was getting tired. How much longer could he keep this up? Wiglaf knew his blinking crest was like a sign that said, come and get me. He had to land. He had to hide. But where? Suddenly, claws seemed to come out of nowhere. They closed around him. He was caught. There was nothing he could do. Wiglaf's opinion was a gunner. The dragon landed. It loosened its grip. Wiglaf started breathing again. He looked up at his captor. CG, he squeaked. Yes, said CG, it's me. I trusted you guys. Wiglaf saw Erica and Angus in the other claw. Don't turn us in, CG begged Wiglaf. We are dragon slayers, but we don't want to kill any dragons. You're our friends. For sure? CG sounded doubtful. For sure, Wiglaf, Erica, and Angus all cried. Well, friends are friends, no matter what. Stay here in the henhouse, guys. CG put them on a high wooden rafter beneath one of many holes in the henhouse roof. I'll be back to get you. Thanks, CG, called Wiglaf and the other as she darted out the door. I will summon Jellock, said Wiglaf. Forget about it, said Erica. I'm going straight to the top. The head wizard Gizmo. That's who we need. And she began chanting his name backward. Lomjiz, Lomjiz, Lomjiz.